You can come down here and watch the second half of tonight's doubleheader. We're looking like we're going to start right on time, and Jerry Keeley's getting our starting lineups underway. We have the starting lineups to the Blackburn Beavers. Coming in at number 2, it's a guard, Carson Hayes. At number 5, another guard, Duncan King. At number 22, it's a sophomore, Jordan Clay. At number 23, it's Nigel Farrell. And at number 32, it's their big man, Malcolm Scott, coming in at 6'8", 237. He looks like he might provide a matchup problem here for the Tigers. And now the starters for your Iowa Wesleyan Tigers out of Australia. Number 2, it's Jared Fernandez. The former Clear Creek Amana Clipper. Number 3, Jake Neubauer. The sharpshooter, the veteran leader. Number 5, Brock Butler out of Palmyra, Missouri. Number 11, it's Austin Banks getting the start. He's a sophomore guard out of Apopka, Florida. He will be coming in the place of Elijah Johnson, who is injured. And finally, number 42, the senior big man, it's Mitch Dre, coming in 6'6", out of Gretna, Nebraska. Coach Alex Huseman for the Tigers today, as always, and for the Blackburn Beavers, they are coached by Steve Pollard. And we're going to take one break, and we'll be back with tip-off right here on KILJ Radio right after these messages.
Plan for the future. Create a strategy for success and be ready for any bumps that may come up along the way. Jeremy Clark will talk to you and help you understand the process. Make sure that you're comfortable with it so you can prepare for retirement, save for education, or be an informed investor. You and Jeremy Clark will work together to develop a complete, tailored strategy to help you achieve your goals. Jeremy Clark of Edward Jones. Stop by the office at 300 West Washington Street in Mount Pleasant.
Welcome back, fans. Kaylor Wendt, Kent Bennett up high on the track here in Olin G. Rubel Arena. They were doing the introductions, and they forgot the spotlight, Kent, and we were just talking about that last night in New London. They turn off all the lights for the intros, but we can't see who's coming in. There's the lights. It's either they forgot the spotlight or they forgot to pay the power bill, which can't imagine they could. They're right next to the power plant here in Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, all I'd have to do is hand it to them.
And coming onto the floor, the Beavers are wearing their home white jerseys because the Tigers are wearing their blackout black jerseys, because tonight is blackout Blackburn. Tigers are getting one last hurrah in over by the bench, and here they come. And the student section is up and at 'em. They seem rested and well prepared for tonight's game.
Wouldn't it be nice if the townspeople would come out and fill the other side of the bleachers?
And have a back and forth. Yeah, there's a big open space behind the scores table. We need some local Mount Pleasant folks to come and fill that area up. Tip-off is won by Mitch Dre, but taken in by the Beavers. Hayes has it on the outside. Tigers right now going into his own defense. There's a high pass that looked like it might have sailed into the crowd, but it's saved by Blackburn. King has it. He goes baseline. He gives it off. Here comes Malcolm Scott. Puts up a shot, no good. Gets the putback in, gets it to go. But we have a foul called. And they say the shot counts, and now King, or no, not King, but Malcolm Scott will go to line and shoot an and one free throw. They say the foul is going against Jared Fernandez, the Australian forward. Here comes the and one opportunity. It's up and no good. Rebounded here by Butler. So just an early 2-0 lead for Blackburn. Butler gives it off to Mitch Dre. And he's going to go right to the hole. He's going to go up strong, and he will be stripped at that time by Scott. And now on a fast break, there's going to be a takeaway. Fernandez just volleyball spiked it back to his own teammates. And he goes into the paint. He lays it up. Aggressive move by Jared Fernandez. Tied up 2-2. The last game for the Tigers was on Saturday when they lost 140-113 at Greenville. That was those games that they play against the Panthers where it's a scoring marathon pretty much. Now here come the Beavers in the paint, and they're going to have it stripped. This time by Austin Banks. He's on a fast break. He gives it off to Dre. He's going into the paint. He goes in. He will be blocked, and they say last touched as it goes out of bounds by Dre. So a turnover here for the Tigers. In that game at Greenville, Brock Butler scored 33 points with 11 rebounds, and Jared Fernandez tied his career high at 26 points and 13 rebounds. And Kent, he tied his career high And the first time he got that was also against Greenville. So Jared really likes playing the Panthers.
I guess so.
Beavers have the ball. They go underneath, and now we have a foul call. This will be against Austin Banks, who for some reason was going up against Malcolm Scott. Scott at 6'8", and Austin Banks at 5'9". That's a mismatch the Beavers would like to have all day. This is a game where the Tigers are really going to miss the presence of Austin Rebel, their big man. He has a stress fracture in his foot, and Coach Huseman's doubtful he'll return this season. There's a three-pointer drained at the top of the key by Carson Hayes. It's now 5-2, Blackburn out in front. Butler gives it to Dre. Oh, he had an open shot there, but he likes to drive in. He goes underneath to Neubauer, and he hands it off. Fernandez back to Neubauer. Three-pointer, it's open, no good. Rebounds coming down with Fernandez, though, and he will give it outside to Banks, who goes over to Butler, the senior leader. He's going to be driving in. He goes right into the paint. He goes up. He lays it up high off the glass, bounces around. Oh, he can't get it to go. The rebound will be last touched by Malcolm Scott. So Tigers will inbound from underneath their own basket. Banks will be doing the inbounding. He gives it in to Dre. He kicks it out. This is the Butler. He's going to go mid-range. He gives it off to Banks. Over to Neubauer. They're kicking it around. Banks thought about shooting. He goes baseline. He goes outside. They have some good ball movement. And they have 15 seconds. Here's a Neubauer three-pointer. No good. Rebound will be in the hands of Malcolm Scott. Beavers bringing the ball forward. Nigel Farrell has it. He goes outside. They go now into the corner. There's the three-pointer, and it's no good. It's going to be bouncing around, and Fernandez will bring it in. That time missed by Duncan King. Butler takes a way downtown three-pointer, no good. Rebounded again by Blackburn. Hayes over in the corner. That's to King. He's picked up on a double team. He's going to try to run it out. He gives it off to Hayes for another three-pointer, and it's good. Another three-pointer, and it's now 8-2. Banks bringing the ball up. Tigers in a 6-point hole. And Banks is going to go underneath. He gives it to Fernandez. He backs down. He gets the shot off the glass. Heads-up play there by Austin Banks to Fernandez. It's now 8-4. 4 points, all scored by Jared Fernandez. Duncan King goes outside. He gives it off to Farrell, who goes back to King. He's going to go into the paint. He puts up a shot, and he gets it to bank off the glass. Some tough defense, but King's able to get it to go. Butler bringing the ball forward. He's guarded closely here by Jordan Clay. He's going to be able to run past him, and he's going to go right to the paint. He goes up, and he is fouled. We'll see who they call the foul on. Malcolm Scott was there, but I think they might be calling this one on Jordan Clay. They do say it's Clay. That's his first. And now Brock Butler, the leading scorer for the Tigers, shoots his first free throw, and it's in. That one was almost perfect. You didn't even see the net move on that free throw. Trying to make it a 2-for-2 trip. It's up and in. Butler, a reliable free throw shooter, cuts it now to a 4-point lead, 10-6. Beavers still out in front. King gives it off to Hayes. He goes over now to Farrell on the left side. He goes outside. Now they're going to move it around the arch. They're getting screens, and here comes King, and he goes outside again. They have 5 seconds on the shot clock. There's a step-back jumper. Gets it to fall that time for Nigel Farrell. 12-6 our score. Butler gets it past half court. He's going to go into the corner. That's to Fernandez. He goes back to Butler, who's underneath the hoop, and he gets it up and in. Heads-up play there by Brock Butler. He saw his defender was down and cuts to the basket and gets the easy bucket. 12-8 our score. Open three-pointer, missed. Rebound by Jake Neubauer. He will hold on to it himself and bring the ball forward. He goes around the back. He's in the paint. He goes underneath. He finds a wide-open Fernandez. Wow, what a hit pass there from Neubauer to the Australian, and now a timeout taken. It's 12-10. We have 15-15 left to play in a 30-second timeout. We'll stay here. So, Ken, this has been an action-packed first 5 minutes. Both teams are just going back and forth.
Yeah, they are. It's been exciting. Just played 5 minutes, and I'll tell you what, 22-point score, we may be up in close to that century mark tonight.
That's true. Right now, the teams are trying to get a breather here. We haven't seen really a stoppage in play besides a couple of free throws for both teams, but this has been a good back and forth, and both teams have also done a good job of staying out of foul trouble, so this is the good start you want to a good basketball game. Beavers coming back on. They have brought in Reed Rustin onto the floor. Tigers still have their starting five out. Beavers have also brought in number 15, that's Jake Lockhead. A foul called, and this will be against Jared Fernandez, his second. He will head to the bench, and now comes in Cameron Mack. Mack has made quite a name for himself this season, known as a tenacious rebounder. If you need a board, he's one to go get it. He also makes the smart play and the heads-up play, getting rebounds, steals, and making the open shot. Pretty much everything you want out of someone coming off the bench. Here comes the inbound for the Beavers. Rustin has it. He throws it in. He gets it up to King. He's guarded by Banks. They give it off to Jemiah Wyatt. Underneath, there's a shot off the glass. No good. That was a miss. That time for Jake Lockhead. Neubauer has it. He's past half court. Over on the right side to Mack. Now to Dre, and the ball's going to be tipped out. Dre's able to save it, though. He's backing down. He's on a double team. He needs some help. He's going to go into the corner. Mack, step back three-pointer. No good. Rebound taken in by Carson Hayes. King bringing the ball up. He gives it to Lockhead. He looks like he was going to go in, then he dribbles it out. Beavers reset. King shoots right around the free throw line. No good. The rebound will be tipped out of bounds. They say it was pushed out of bounds there by Wyatt. Now we're going to have another substitution for the Beavers. It's Bryson Kirby. He checks into the game. Right now, Beavers lead 12-10, 14 minutes or just over left to play here in the first half. Dre has it. He goes over to Banks. He's moving to his right. He's dribbling it out. He needs some help. He gives it to Butler. He's at the top of the key. 10 seconds. Here comes Butler. He puts up a shot off the glass. Bounces around. No good. Rebounded by Wyatt. King has the ball taken away. Mack and Banks. I think that was a dual steal. And there's a bounce pass to Austin Banks from Brock Butler, who is at midcourt. Puts the perfect spin on it. He did a bounce pass from midcourt to the baseline, and Banks was cutting, and that might be the best pass we see all season. There's a drive, and there's a foul. Going in was Duncan King. He was fouled. They call it on Mitch Dre, so now King will go to the free throw line and shoot two. The last game for the Beavers, they lost 103-76 at Eureka. Nigel Farrell was their leading scorer with 19 points. Here comes the free throw for King. It's up and no good, in and out. In their first meeting this season, when Iowa Wesleyan won 88-85, Duncan King was their leading scorer with 14 points. Here's his second. It's up. And it's good. 1 for 2 on that trip, and it's now 13-12. Beavers extend their lead. I think the scoreboard might be having some issues. I thought they were crediting some score. Oh, that's because Duncan King checked out. That's why. Austin Banks has it. He goes over to Butler. Right side, three-pointer. It's up. It's good. Butler getting it going from beyond the arch. Now the Tigers hold their first lead of the game, 15-13. Blockhead. He gives it off to Rustin, who's guarded here by Mack. He drives in, puts up a shot off the glass. No good. Beavers get the rebound. Rustin puts it up and gets the putback. We're all tied up. 15-15 with 13 minutes left to play.
3 ties and 3 lead exchanges so far in 5 minutes.
Banks
8 minutes.
On a drive. It looked like he may have lost the handle, but he flips it up and in. And now 17-15. And this is exactly how the women's game went. It was very close in the first half, and then the Tigers pulled away in the second. Rustin has it. He's guarded here by Butler. Tigers going man-to-man on defense. They're trying to go inside. That's to Wyatt. He has a man in the corner. They're working it around. Three-pointer, good. Reed Rustin with a crowd silencer, and it's 18-17. Banks over to Neubauer. Back to Banks. He drives in. He goes into the paint. He is fouled. Who do they credit the official foul to? Oh, it might be Reed Rustin. No, not Reed Rustin. Instead, it's Nigel Farrell, who picks up his first of the game. Now we're going to have a substitution. Jemiah Wyatt will go to the bench, and Savion Smith will check in. Tigers inbound. They give it to Neubauer. He takes a mid-range jumper. Can't get it to fall. The rebound by the Beavers, but Neubauer comes up with a steal. He goes into the paint and is fouled. Heads-up play there by the former Clipper. He missed his initial shot. The Beavers had the rebound, but two of their own players collided into each other, and the ball came a little loose. Neubauer got it and then went instantly for the hoop and got fouled. And I believe they called the foul on Bryson Kirby. First shot's up and good for Neubauer, and we're tied up again, 18-18. The officials giving a little bit of a pep talk there to both teams as they're getting set for the second free throw. It's up, no good. Rebound will be in the hands of the Beavers. Reed Rustin was able to bring it down. Farrell has it. He gives it off. Now they go to Rustin. He shoots another three. No good. Off the mark. He gets his own rebound and gets the putback. They need to get a body on that guy. He was wide open there on the putback. He has 7 points coming off the bench right now. 20-18. Beavers out in front with 11.5 minutes left to play. And Cameron Mack stepped out of bounds, trying to hold on to the ball. And now a timeout taken here by Coach Huseman. He calls for a full. We'll take one with him with 11.5 minutes left to go here in the first half. Tigers trail by 2, 20-18. We'll be back after these messages.
A monument is the chance to leave a lasting tribute to a loved one. You know that the Murphy Funeral Home can help you plan a funeral, but they are also proud to offer monument sales as well. When a loved one dies, honor them with a quality, lasting piece. From rough granite to setup, they can make your dream a reality. Custom orders are available, and they are locally represented to handle all of your needs. Leave a lasting, loving tribute. Learn more at BeattyMurphyFH.com. The Murphy Funeral Home of Mount Pleasant. Services with dignity, compassion, honesty, and affordability.
Welcome back, folks, here to Olin G. Rubel Arena. And we're in the middle of a timeout, and the rosters aren't matching up with the scorebook. Let's see what Ken has.
I've got some changes.
You might have the JV team. I think they might have a JV squad that maybe you have.
I don't know.
Both teams getting set here for the return to action between these two. Right now, Iowa Wesleyan's trailing 20-18. We have 11.5 minutes left to go in the first half.
You know, we played 8.5 minutes, and we've had 5 lead exchanges and 3 ties. This could be one of those games that goes all the way down to the final buzzer.
And we had a great one last week. If you were joining us, it was a tremendous overtime win for the Tigers. Oh, we're going to have a little shoving off here. Now the Beavers are going to be moving it around, and there's a travel in the corner by Bryson Kirby. And that's the 3rd turnover by the Beavers. Brock Butler will be doing the inbounds. He gives it into Banks. And Banks is going to be chased down. He's able to get away from his man on a nice dribble out. Butler has it. He gives it off to Neubauer in the post. Back to Butler on the outside. He's going to drive in. He puts up a shot off the glass. Oh, no, he looked like he was going to go off the glass, and he gets to go nothing but net. They're all tied up, 20-20. Farrell bringing the ball forward. He has the length and size over Austin Banks, but Banks is sticking to him. They go into the corner. Rustin, three-pointer, no good. Rebound's going to be tipped around, and now we have a foul called, and I think this one is against Mitch Dre. Mitch Dre looked like he got tangled up with his man, and now they call him for his second foul.
That's not good.
Not a good start there, yeah, for the senior big man, and Now a trio of Beavers will come in. Malcolm Scott along with Carson Hayes and Duncan King.
It's a covey of quail and a herd of steers. What is a bunch of beavers called?
I don't know. We're going to have to figure it out. And right now Kirby has it on the right side. Over to Duncan. He's guarded by Banks. He's driving to his right, kicks it out, and that's with Hayes, who's guarded by Neubauer. And he loses his own dribble and just throws it up and turns it over. One of the strangest plays you'll ever see. And now the Tigers on the fast break. Cameron Mack outside. Butler, three. It's no good. Oh, that would have created an explosion of the fans. And now a takeaway. Here's Butler. He drives, and he goes up and is fouled hard. And he pops right back up. So first we saw Carson Hayes dribble himself out of bounds when no one was really forcing him out and just threw it away. And there on the rebound, the Beavers have it again, and then just ball handling, they tip it around, and Butler gets an easy steal. And their head coach, Steve Collars, kind of relayed that they need to calm things down. First free throw is good. Tigers are leading by 1, 21-20. Butler now has 10 points. Second shot's up, and good. 2 for 2 on that trip. Jared Fernandez will check in for Mitch Dre. So now leading by 2 with just over 10 minutes left in the first half. Make sure you keep it tuned during halftime. We'll have head coach Jack Bruns of the women's team come up, and we'll discuss his team's big win over the Beavers. And there's another ball just thrown away by the Beavers. Ken, you're coaching. What do you say here? This is about the third turnover.
If you're the coach, you take him out and set him down and ask him why he did it.
They did that. They'd have to take out about 4 different guys because they've had some very strange turnovers here. Banks gets the inbound. He gets it past half court. Tigers leading by 2, 22-20. He gives it to Fernandez, who's at the free throw line. He gives it back to Banks. He's going to go right to the hole. He's going underneath. He goes off the glass. A tough play there for Austin Banks, and he is all fired up. 24-20, Tigers in front. Clay goes over on the right side. That's to Malcolm Scott. Now there's Kirby, and he shoots one from the free throw line. No good, gets his own rebound. And now a jump ball, and that will be Tiger possession. And that was a heads-up play by Cameron Mack to get a hand in there. And now some substitutions and a timeout taken. I believe this will be a full timeout by the Blackburn bench. It will. We'll take one with them. We'll be right back after these messages on KILJ Radio.
Mount Pleasant Electric can provide a full range of services, including construction for commercial, residential, agricultural, and industrial. They're the largest electrical contractor in Mount Pleasant. Their focus is on Mount Pleasant. They are proud to have been involved with so many community projects. Large projects or small, whatever your electrical projects are, they can make it happen with their experience and care. Mount Pleasant Electric, providing a full range of services with quality customer care. Learn more about the company at mountpleasantelectric.com.
Welcome back, folks. We are here in Olin G. Rubel Arena watching the Tigers and the Beavers battle it out here in the first half. We've played about 10 and a half minutes so far. Tigers leading 24-20. And Kent, for the Beavers, the last couple of possessions, the Tigers really aren't forcing any defense on them. They're just literally throwing it away into the crowd.
Yeah, it's what you call unforced errors. And Coach Alex, the Tigers will welcome all those they can get.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to put any defensive pressure on them, and they're just throwing them away. I mean, that's a very welcome sight for a head coach.
No, usually you figure every time you turn the ball over, it's going to be worth a point. And right now, the Beavers have turned the ball over 6 times, and Wesleyan's had 4 points out of those 6 turnovers.
Austin Banks will be bringing the ball up. Neal will be facing some pressure here from Jordan Clay. And Banks gives it off to Butler on the left side. And Duncan King's trying to stay with a mid-range jumper. It's up and in right over the outstretched arms of King. And if you let Brock Butler get his shot going, he will make you pay because he can get red hot on offense in a hurry.
He can shoot the basketball.
Pretty much from any level, too. He can drive, he can shoot the mid-range, and he's probably most accurate, if we're being honest, from three-point range. There's some tight defense, and there's going to be a turnover. Banks has it. He's just going to throw it away. Oh, that was a brilliant takeaway there by Austin Banks, and he threw it way too far ahead, and the Beavers were able to regain the ball. So a turnover of a turnover, and now they go down low, and this is to Wyatt. He has a double team. He's backing down. He throws it up top. There's Hayes, shoots the three, and he drains it. Oh, big shot there for the Beavers, 26-23.
That's his third three.
Yeah, they need to start guarding that guy. He has 9 points. Banks is going to have a turnover. That's going to be with Clay. Clay is on the fast break. He goes up, lays it in. So now Austin Banks looking like he might be a little rattled. It's 26-25. 5-point swing here for the Beavers. Butler blowing past his defenders. He's in the paint. He takes a jumper. That one's good. Brock Butler is draining all of his shots right now, and it's 28-25. King going over to his left. Now he gives it off to Carson Hayes underneath. There's a shot in the paint, and it rattles around, no good. And coming up with the offensive board and the putback is Jemiah Wyatt. Still a 1-point game. Tigers up in front, 28-27. Butler has the ball. Moving over to his left. He's going to have some help. He finds it in Cameron Mack, who's going to go in. He's going to need some help. Gives it to Fernandez. 15 seconds on the shot clock. They keep pump faking, but they're not really in shots to really, or in places to sell that. There's Butler for a three. Heat check, and it's good with 2 men in his grill. Brock Butler stays on fire here late in the first half.
That should be worth 4 points.
And there's going to be another turnover, and now Brock Butler is getting the fans energized. He's pumping them up. The Olin G. Rubel Rowdies are getting into a frenzy right behind the Mount Pleasant players. Butler inbounds. He gives it to Jake Neubauer. Neubauer is going to bring it past half court. And he's being guarded closely here by Hayes. He's able to shake him off. He gives it to Fernandez. He gives it right back to Neubauer, and he goes into the baseline, and there's Butler. He's blocked. Ball's going to be taken away by the Beavers. Almost a steal for Cameron Mack. They're able to hold on to it. Here comes Hayes, another three. Shorts it, no good. Rebound's going to be taken in. Fernandez is on fast break. He goes up and lays it in. I got excited there for a second. In the offseason, Jared promised me he'd dunk it at least once at home, and I've yet to see it, Ken. He has not delivered.
It'll happen.
On the outside, Hayes gets the ball. He takes a mid-range jumper. It is short, but it bounces up and in. Now 33-29. 6 minutes left in the first half. Butler gets it past half court. He's moving to his left. He has been on fire. Now he's fouled on a double team, and that one's pretty obvious. I think they're going to call that one on Reed Rustin. Or no, they're going to say it was Duncan King. And that's his first of the game. A trio of Beavers will check in. Fernandez will come out, and Mitch Dre will check back in. Your 5 on the court, Cameron Mack, along with Brock Butler, Mitch Dre, Jake Neubauer is coming out. Austin Banks will come in, and we also have a new player on the court. It's Andre Van Hook. First time we've called Andre's name this season. And he is a freshman guard out of Florissant, Missouri. Mitch Dre has it on the outside. He's going to go in. He backs down. He gives it to Butler on a deep three, and it's good. Brock Butler cannot miss right now, and it's 36-29. 5.5 minutes left in the half. They go outside to Kirby, inside to Lockhead. He goes into the paint, and they give it to Rustin, who travels, and he turns it over. Rustin's trying to make his case, but he did take one too many steps, and they turn the ball over. Banks has it. He gives the ball into Butler. And Butler will drive up to his left, and he gets past half court. He gives it off to Dre. And Dre's going to have a hole. He's going to lay it up. He can't get it to fall. With a lot of contact, Dre goes into the backstop. Here come the Beavers on a fast break, and now going into the paint, there's a offensive foul. A charge is called against the Beavers. Nigel Farrell picks up the foul. All the momentum is with the Iowa Wesleyan Tigers right now. Jake Neubauer will check in. Cameron Mack will head to the bench. That's 10 turnovers in the first half for the Beavers. Butler will be doing the inbounding. He gives it into Dre. Mitch is going to drive past his man. He's guarded by Malcolm Scott. And he's going to be able to cross him up, gives it off to Neubauer. Neubauer almost forces a turnover, but Dre's able to hold on. Outside, Neubauer, three-pointer, no good. Rebound will be taken in here by Lockhead. Van Hook is flying up the court. They're passing it around. Rustin pump fakes. He's going into the mid-range. And there's Malcolm Scott who gets the ball and gets the layup. It's now 36-31. Only 4 points for the Beaver big man. Mitch Dre bringing the ball up, and he will be testing Malcolm Scott's defensive range because Dre likes to play out on the perimeter and draw those big men out. Van Hook going into the paint. He puts up a shot. No good. Didn't get enough air underneath it. Beavers have it. 4 minutes left in the half. During halftime, we will be joined by Tigers women's team head coach Jack Bruns, and now Malcolm goes into the paint. He will be fouled, and that will be the third foul on Mitch Dre. So foul trouble for him. We'll send him back to the bench, and Jared Fernandez will be looking to take his place. Here comes the first free throw for Malcolm Scott. He settles in. He shoots. And it's a little short, hits the front iron and bounces out. No good. So he's going to try to go 1 for 2 here as Jared Fernandez checks back into the game. And it's up and good, 1 for 2. It's now 36-32. 5 points for Malcolm Scott. Butler doing the inbounding. He gives it into Austin Banks. He's guarded here closely by Bryson Kirby. Banks has to get it past half court. He does. And he's going to go right to the hole. He's going to lay it up. He puts too much on it. Didn't even hit the rim, and now rebounded by the Beavers. King has it. He's guarded closely here by Andre Van Hook. King on the outside. He's going to try driving. Goes outside. Rustin, three-pointer, no good. Off the back iron. And the rebound will be taken in by Butler, but he's fouled hard. Loose ball foul. And they credit that foul to Jake Lockhead. They're getting dangerously close to, oh no, they do put the Tigers in the bonus, so now Butler will go to the free throw line. Cameron Mack will be checking back in for the Tigers. He will take the place of Van Hook. So some good minutes there for the freshman guard for the Tigers. And Butler will settle in. We're seeing a good game from Brock Butler as he hits the bonus here. And Kent, do they have the scoreboard right? Does he have 22 points?
Well, I'd have to add it up.
They say he has 23 points now out of the 38 for the Tigers. He has been all offense for him so far.
Yeah, he's got 23.
Man, he has exploded. I thought I just called him having 10, and yeah, now he's at 23. A foul called, and this will be going against the Tigers. They call it against Austin Banks. That's his second of the game. With 3:03 left to play in the first half, Tigers hold a 38-32 lead. Make sure you tune in tomorrow to your good sports station, KILJ. John Kewins will be back on the call. Kent Bennett will be doing the color commentary for Mount Pleasant boys basketball as they host Centerville. 7:30 p.m. tip-off in Panther Gymnasium. There's the first free throw, and it's up and in. for Jake Lockhead. Both teams are in the bonus. Here's the free throw, and it is good. So now it's 38-34.
They just can't believe so far, Taylor, that they haven't used Malcolm Scott more than they have.
He's 6'8", yeah.
6'8", and they haven't given the ball to him.
And
especially with Mitchell out of the game.
It's going to come down to Fernandez or even Cameron Mack to block him, and he's got quite a bit of size and height on him. And there's a shot by Butler. Shorts it, no good. Rebounded, coming down with Lockhead. He's coming down the floor, and they go underneath. And that's a reverse layup. Wow, what a move there for Jordan Clay. Now a 2-point game, 38-36. Austin Banks bring the ball up. Going over to his right, goes baseline to Butler. He's picked up on a double team. He's going to dribble it out. Butler goes in, and he will draw some contact, and that will send him to the free throw line. This might be the best half of basketball we've seen from Brock Butler in his 4 years. Right now at 23 points, he has an opportunity to gain a couple more here. First shot's up and good. Rattles around but falls. Back to a 3-point game, 39-36. Here's the second attempt, and it's good. 2-2. And it's now 40-36 and 25 points for the Palmyra native.
You know, he shoots the ball so well that when he misses, you wonder why.
Yeah, you think there must be something wrong. Kirby on the outside. They're going to work it around the arch. Here's Carson Hayes for a three. No good. Rebound's going to be tipped around. There's Malcolm Scott. He gets the putback to fall. And there's his 4th point in the game. So like you said, they're underutilizing him. He had to do it himself there. Back to 2-point game, 40-38. Butler gives it off to Fernandez. He's at the free throw line. He's looking for help. He finds it in Austin Banks. No, he pump fakes to Banks. He gives it to Butler. He hits another three-pointer. 28 points here in the first half for Brock Butler. 43-38. What a move there by Fernandez. Looked like he was going to hand it off to Banks, and that gave the separation needed for Brock to drain another three-pointer.
And you know, he's shooting the ball so well that the ball's not even touching the rim.
He is seeing that hoop like 2 feet wide. And there's a missed shot, but a putback by Reed Rustin. Tigers need to keep an eye on him. That's about the 3rd offensive rebound he's grabbed. He's back to a 3-point game, 43-40. The Beavers are going to do everything in their power to deny Brock Butler here, but he has been on fire. They bring a double team, and he splits them. And now a travel call, and Jake Neubauer will turn it over. And Butler's trying to plead the case there to the officials, but I think they've made up their mind. Austin Banks will head to the bench, and Andre Van Hook will check back in. And this is a strategy we saw a little bit in the later half of last season by Coach Huseman. He's giving some of these guys that will have meaningful minutes next season some playing time here in the later half of the season. There's a miss, and then Scott will go up, and he will be fouled, and I think they're going to call that one on Jake Neubauer. They do. His 3rd. Oh, no, that's only his 1st. Fernandez is the one with 2. Last year, in the later half of the season, we saw Jake Neubauer get some playing time, and he built more and more as the end of the season came. And I think we might see that with Andre Van Hook. First free throw is good here for Scott, and it's now a 2-point game, 43-41. Here's the second free throw. It's up, and it's good. Now 1-point ball game, 43-42. Tigers will be inbounding. We have some substitutions coming in for the Beavers. Neubauer will get the ball, and he gives it right back to Butler. He's guarded closely here by Lockhead. He's dribbling it up. 35 seconds left to go in the half. Fernandez has it. He's going to go into the paint. Fernandez going to go up strong. He gets it to ping pong around the rim, but it goes down. It's now 45-42. The shot clock has been disabled. Beavers can hold on for the last shot if they wish to. King has it. He's going over to the right side, gives it off. They move it over to Kirby. This is outside, and they go inside, and there's a missed opportunity, a wide open shot, and then an offensive rebound miss. 2 seconds. Van Hook's got to throw it up, and they get to half court. He doesn't get it off in time. But that was a wasted opportunity for the Beavers. They had King inside, missed the layup, and then Malcolm Scott got the rebound and then somehow lost it, and Van Hook got it but just didn't get the shot off in time. So we head to halftime in a 45-42 ball game. And when we come back from break, we'll have halftime stats and analysis from Kent, and then after that we'll be joined by women's head coach Jack Bruns. You're listening to Tiger Basketball right here on your good sports station, 105.5 FM KILJ, and online on KILJ.com.
When the summer's heat is sweltering or the winter's cold is freezing, you want to make sure that your home can handle it all. And that's where C&M Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing comes in. Their staff has professionals with the expertise to ensure that your current system is running at its full ability and can fix any problems or issues you may have. C&M is a trusted local business that demonstrates their commitment to their customers time and time again. They make sure that you and your family are comfortable no matter what kind of weather Mother Nature brings. Call C&M Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing today at 319-385-4125.
Welcome back, Tiger fans. Here at halftime, we are looking at a 45-42 lead for the Tigers. And Kent, going off the first half, that might be a career game for a lot of players, but for Brock Butler, it's just another ordinary game.
Yeah, he's shooting the ball so well, like I mentioned a while ago. The ball's not even touching the rim. It's just going straight down. And sometimes the net's not even rattling.
it's hitting nothing but net, and that's pretty insane to see. And what else are the numbers telling us here from the first half?
Well, he's going to have some help in the second half because he can't do it all. He's expended a lot of energy in the first half, and he had help from Jared Fernandez. He came up with 10 points in the first half, and Austin Banks had 6. But Austin got a little bit tired there near the end of the second, or latter 2 minutes of the first half, and he's going to have a little bit more rest, so he's going to have some help. And Mitchell Dre has only had 2 shots. He's in foul trouble, so he's got to be careful, and he's got to be the one that's got to come up with some points and some help for Butler in the second half.
And we're going to take a break here, and when we come back, we'll have women's head coach Jack Bruns on KILJ Radio after these messages.
A monument is the chance to leave a lasting tribute to a loved one. You know that the Murphy Funeral Home can help you plan a funeral, but they are also proud to offer monument sales as well. When a loved one dies, honor them with a quality, lasting piece. From rough granite to setup, they can make your dream a reality. Custom orders are available, and they are locally represented to handle all of your needs. Leave a lasting, loving tribute. Learn more at BeattyMurphyFH.com. The Murphy Funeral Home of Mount Pleasant. Services with dignity, compassion, honesty, and affordability.
Welcome back to Olin G. Rubel Arena. Up here on the track, we're now joined by women's head coach Jack Bruns. And, Coach, we have to start off. It's blackout Blackburn. You did the all black. I was expecting, like, all black, like you were going to go layers on layers. After the Hawaiian game, your standard has been set pretty high.
Yeah, that's fair. A little bit disappointing night for me for sure. Trying to break some different things out for the end of the year. We got a purple out coming up, so that's going to be pretty exciting too. So, yeah, I guess that's on me. I got to up my ante a little bit.
Now, are you wearing the sneakers? We saw Coach Huseman's. What are you having on tonight?
Yeah, just got some, casual Air Maxes on, my all-time favorite shoe. But yeah, just a neat way to bring some awareness. It's Coaches versus Cancer. Neat opportunity to have a dialogue about, different, illnesses that are affecting different people. We have a couple former athletes from Iowa Wesleyan that are, have cancer, and I'm not sure which ones they are, but we're doing some neat fundraisers for them too. So good way to bring in awareness.
I believe it's a former student body president and a former golfer. And yes, so it's a very good cause here. And if you at home would like to donate, you can text ZVC to 20222. Message and data rates may apply. Now, Coach, let's go into the ball game against Blackburn. The first time you guys met, it was a 2-point win for you guys. At halftime, it was only a 3-point game. And then second half, you guys exploded. What was the difference in the halves?
Yeah, the biggest thing is just reminding the girls, who we are and playing our game. I thought in the first half our defense was fantastic. We only gave up 22 points. But offensively, we looked pretty stagnant. Came out, I don't know if it's tired or rust or what it was, but second half, just reminding ourselves we got to get the open look, making that extra pass, getting the ball inside a little bit. I thought Stella did a great job with limited minutes with foul trouble, finishing at the rim. That really opened up shots for Darby in the second half and Josie in the second half. So it really was just on our girls. They made big plays.
Aaliyah Ty was also in foul trouble. So your two kind of tallest players on the court and your two best rebounders, both in foul trouble. How do you adjust to that?
Yeah, you bring up Aaliyah. She had a great game. Didn't score the ball well, but, it says here she has 11 rebounds. I think she might have had a couple more than that. But we had great bench production with Emily Hommel, came in the game, played 15 huge minutes for us tonight, scored a couple baskets early, and she's known for that. She'll find the open gaps and, put a couple ones in when no one's guarding her. And defensive end of the floor, she just brings a toughness and tenacity that, is just fantastic. So, yeah, we do drop off a little bit when our forwards in foul trouble, but Emily does a fantastic job for us.
Yeah, she's gotten some limited minutes this season, and when she was on the court, she made a tremendous play. She tried to go for a steal, got called for a foul, but about 5 seconds later, she did the same thing but got a steal, so she's a quick learner on the court.
She is, and she was one of those girls who had quite a bit of rust with some injuries, wasn't able to play her freshman year here. She's a sophomore. So really we've been working through that. She's got some chronic injuries, but again, like I said, one of those players where, really defines what grit is, gets after it on the defensive end, and offensively she's savvy and finds the open areas.
So, Coach, let's go back to that second quarter, or the second half, that third quarter. You scored 26 points. You just came out guns blazing, and you got up to around 15 points. And I remember what you told me the other day. You said when you're at Blackburn, you were up by 15, and they came back. Was that in the back of your mind going into that third or that fourth quarter?
Yeah, I think we did a little bit better job utilizing our timeouts. We'd make a couple of defensive stops. We'd get a bucket. I wanted to use some timeouts to give our players a rest. I've done that quite a bit this year. We have a couple big defensive stops, work our tails off, and then when we get a couple buckets and start rolling, because we have such a limited bench right now, using some timeouts and, again, just reinforcing with the girls how important it is to get after it and stay with it. Really just, pedal to the metal and not giving up, points in that third quarter.
And now you have to look forward to Webster on Saturday. What do you know about the Gorlocks?
The first time we played Webster, it was our first game back from break. They'd had a couple games under their belt. Really, they jumped us early and we couldn't recover. We didn't shoot the ball particularly well. We turned it over quite a bit. And that's the biggest area of growth for our team has been taking care of the ball, understanding the importance of every possession. So, I know it's going to be a fantastic atmosphere tonight. Again, was a great home event for us. Saturday, we have senior nights, Tiger Appreciation Night. It's going to be loud. The crowd's going to be into it too. So I feel pretty good going into that game.
Now, Coach, this is the toughest question of all. Do you know what a Gorlock is?
I'll tell you, I've tried to do some research when I was the men's assistant, trying to look up what it was. I think it's pretty unique to Webster University. So
it is.
I know it's kind of like a bull maybe mixed with something else, a mythical creature.
They say it's a St. Bernard head with cheetah paws and buffalo horns. I mean, that's some way
wild.
to say it.
That is a wild mascot.
And so you're going to play Webster this upcoming Saturday. Like you said, Tiger Appreciation Day. It's going to be senior day. How have these seniors impacted you? This is your first year as head coach. How much have they meant to you?
Oh, huge. I mean, you can't put it into words. The way they've come in and they just embraced me from the jump. I think they're excited when I did get the job. They've taught me so much and helped me mature as a coach just in the short, 6 months that I've been their head coach for the season. But, they've made some strides on the court and off the court too. I mean, they're fantastic members of our campus community and Mount Pleasant and Southeast Iowa communities. They're absolutely what you want a Division III student athlete to be. So I've been extremely blessed. Our wins have been hard to come by this year. We're continuing to progress. We're stealing wins late in the season. That makes me feel good. But, just the relationships I've built with them, and they've meant the world to me. So very happy.
One of your seniors, Lestella Slack, a former Fort Madison Bloodhound, so a local product here. She was a highlight in the Burlington Hawkeye this week.
Yep.
Can you talk a little bit about her as a player and just as a person in general?
Yeah, Stella, we've developed such a cool relationship this year. She's one of those players who she's going to work the entire time she's on the court. Obviously, she works too hard sometimes. She gets herself in some foul trouble, which drives me nuts. But she comes in and she's a smart player, and she learns how to play without fouling. And on the court, you can see her production. She's worked great defensively when she's in there. Tonight she had a good offensive game. She only played 16 minutes, but played pretty well on the offensive end. But off the court, that's what makes her a unique kid. Fantastic in the classroom. And just, when she's around in practice, when I see her on campus, she just kind of lights up the room she's into. Her personality is fantastic. So, I can't say enough good things about her and the rest of that class.
And, Coach, before we let you go, Kent and I today, we were listening to the student section. We're like, they need a name, like the Cameron Crazies.
Yeah.
We've been brainstorming all night. We think we came up with one. We're going to get your take. The Olenji Rubel Rowdies.
Ooh, Rubel Rowdies.
The
I like
Rubel
that.
Rowdies. Okay. So
I do like that. It's my approval there. I love that.
All right. So we have Coach Bruns, his stamp of approval. Coach, thanks for joining us, and I will see you here on Saturday.
Appreciate you.
And we're going to take another break. We'll be back with more here on KILJ Radio after these messages.
Mount Pleasant Electric can provide a full range of services, including construction for commercial, residential, agricultural, and industrial. They're the largest electrical contractor in Mount Pleasant. Their focus is on Mount Pleasant. They are proud to have been involved with so many community projects. Large projects or small, whatever your electrical projects are, they can make it happen with their experience and care. Mount Pleasant Electric, providing a full range of services with quality customer care. Learn more about the company at mountpleasantelectric.com.
Welcome back, fans. We return to Olin G. Rubel Arena, where we see the Blackburn Beavers coming out for their shoot-around with about 4 minutes or so, or just over, left until we get back to the action here. We have the official halftime stats from the scorer's bench. Leading scorer by far was Brock Butler with 28 points. He was 8 of 14 shooting and 4 of 7 on three-pointers and 8 of 8 at the free throw line. The leading scorer for the Beavers was Carson Hayes, who had 11 points off 4 of 7 shooting, and he was 3 of 6 on his three-pointers. The leading rebounder for the Tigers is a tie between Jared Fernandez and Jake Neubauer at 3. Leading rebounder for the Beavers is Malcolm Scott and Reed Rustin, who both have 6. And they also both have 3 offensive rebounds. And you're looking at the stats outside of scoring and the rebounding. It's been pretty much all Beavers all the way, 22 rebounds total compared to just 9 for the Tigers. And then you're looking at the assist stats. Tigers have 8 assists compared to only 6 for the Beavers. In the turnover game, the Tigers have done a good job only turning the ball over 4 times compared to 10 for Blackburn. On blocks, the Beavers have 2 compared to none for the Tigers. And then in the steals, Iowa Wesleyan has forced 6 steals, while the Beavers only have 2. So, Kent, looking at the numbers here, the one that just pops off the page, 22 rebounds to the Beavers, only 9 for the Tigers.
Well, a lot of times that has to do with the shooting.
That's true.
Percentage shots, and I think maybe outside of the assist, which I don't think anybody has a constant account for, I think rebounds can be very misleading.
Absolutely, and the one that comes after me is those offensive rebounds. It's pretty much Reed Rustin, excuse me. He very slippery. He'll shoot a 3 and then he'll just slip his way in there for the offensive board and the putback. And we're having both teams now coming out for shoot around. We're going to take another quick break. We'll be back with more from halftime right here on the Good Sports Station, KILJ.
When the summer's heat is sweltering or the winter's cold is freezing, you want to make sure that your home can handle it all. And that's where C&M Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing comes in. Their staff has professionals with the expertise to ensure that your current system is running at its full ability and can fix any problems or issues you may have. C&M is a trusted local business that demonstrates their commitment to their customers time and time again. They make sure that you and your family are comfortable no matter what kind of weather Mother Nature brings. Call C&M Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing today at 319-385-4125.
Welcome back, folks, here in Olin G. Rubel Arena. Kent Bennett on the broadcast tonight for tonight's conference doubleheader for the Tigers. Tomorrow, make sure you keep it tuned to 105.5 FM KILJ. John Kewins will take my place. Kent will still be on the color spot, and they will be doing Mount Pleasant Panther boys basketball in Panther Gymnasium as they host Centerville, and that'll be a good game. And we've seen on Twitter from our account on KILJ Radio and some other insiders the official standings or the brackets for Mount Pleasant girls basketball for the regional tournament on February 14th at 7 p.m. They will play down in Keokuk against the Chiefs. The winner of that game will go on to play Fairfield. And then in the higher bracket, you have Washington against Fort Madison in Washington on that same night. And then the winner of that will go to Eldridge to play North Scott. So that's a kind of a tough draw there for the women's team. But Kent, if there is a consolation, the Panthers have won in Keokuk earlier this season. We were both down there for that.
Yeah, we were, and we played really well that night, and it might have been overall, offensively and defensively, the best game that the girls played all year because Keokuk's a tough place to win, period.
Yes, it is.
Keokuk's a tough team to beat, period, and let alone down at Keokuk.
So that's going to be a tough one for the Panthers, and we'll bring you Mount Pleasant Regional Tournament action here on the Good Sports Station and online at KILJ.com. And now we are all set. Beavers, Tigers, Part 2.
Should be an exciting second half.
I'm very excited. It's a 3-point game, and we're just going to put it out there. This was almost the exact same way that the women's game went. It was a 3-point game at halftime with Tigers leading, and they exploded out to win that one in the second half. We'll see if the men are able to do the same. Here comes the inbound for the Beavers. Duncan King bringing the ball up. Tigers are going to start off in a zone defense, and they go underneath. There's Malcolm Scott, gets the easy pass and the easy bucket. Now just a 1-point game, 45-44. And Malcolm Scott might be a more involved Beaver here in the second half. He was kind of underutilized there in the first. And now Neubauer in the paint. He's going to back down. He's going to go up. He had a nice spin move, but he can't get it to fall. Bounced around and then bounced out. Still a 1-point game. Tigers trying to hold on to it. They give it to Carson Hayes. Now on the right side. That's Clay, and they're going to move it around the arch. Now into the corner. There's a 3-pointer, and it's good. Beavers have come out attacking. And that time, Carson Hayes drained another one. He has 14 points. Tigers get the ball past half court. Neubauer has it. Tigers now trailing 47-45. It's been a big swing here for the Beavers in the early minute. Austin Banks gets a screen. He's going to drive into the paint. He goes underneath looking for Fernandez, and the officials say it was last touched by a Beaver.
It was.
And it looked like it hit off the knee of Duncan King. I think he just owned up to it there. Austin Banks will be inbounding from the corner. This is a tough spot to inbound. He gives it in, and Brock Butler will have it. Butler's just going to take the shot, and he shorts it just a little bit. That was almost in, though. He has been red hot this game. Beavers give it to Duncan King. He's going to go into the paint. He will be fouled, and that will be by Austin Banks. Austin Banks is very frustrated, and I think that's going to be his third. It will be. So Banks in some trouble, and now a timeout taken. Coach Huseman wants to talk about it. He doesn't like what he's seeing from his team early on, and it's going to be just a 30-second timeout, so we'll stay here. Kent, going into this second half, the Tigers had all the momentum. They had the best score on the court, and yet all the offense has been with the Beavers.
Yeah, and you know, some nights you don't want halftime. You want to keep playing right through halftime and go on to the second half or third quarter, depending whether you're in college or high school. And hopefully that didn't take the momentum away from the Tigers, and has a good timeout call by Coach Huseman to get things settled down, because they scored the first 5 points of the second half, and we got to come down, maybe run a set play, get a good basket, or at least a good shot, and try to break this quick momentum that they've had to start the second half.
Tigers coming back out, and they will be waiting for some free throw, or no free throws, because they don't say Duncan King was in the act of shooting. He was fouled on the drive, so they will be inbounding from underneath the basket. The inbounds taken in by Scott. He goes outside. King into the corner. Here's Hayes. He kicks it out. There's a pump fake, and there's going to be a jumper. That time it's in and out. No good. Rebound will be taken in. Wow, one-handed there that time by Mitch Dre, and that was a tough rebound. Brock Butler has it. He's going to go into the paint. Gets the contact, but he still gets the bucket. Butler now has 30. Here come the Beavers again, and to put it in perspective, their first game against Blackburn, Brock Butler had 33 points total. He already has 30 here. Scott gets a pass in the paint, gets the easy bucket. It's back to a 2-point game, 49-47. Beavers out in front. Scott getting very involved here in the second half. Austin Banks goes underneath. Oh, he had a perfect pass to Fernandez. It went in and out of his hands, and that's a turnover. Tigers are playing without two pretty big players. They are missing Austin Rebel, the Australian big man, who has a stress fracture in his foot. And they're all also missing senior guard Elijah Johnson. Unsure what Elijah's status is, but he's in street clothes on the bench. King will bring the ball past half court. Goes over on the left side, now into the corner. There's a three. It's good. Another three-pointer. And that time, Carson Hayes drains another one. It's now 17 points for him. That first half, he hit three-pointers, and there's a shot that time falling for the Tigers. That one by Austin Banks. He has 8 points. And again, they're going back and forth on a sprinter's pace here, and it's now 52-49. The Tiger defense has not been as stifling as they were in the first half. Duncan King has it. He passes it off over to Nigel Farrell. Now to Hayes. He's going baseline. He's going outside. They pump fake. Now to Farrell from way downtown, off the mark. And that's a shot clock violation. So Tigers will take over after the turnover. They trail 52-49. Butler trying to get the inbound. He does to Dre, and that was a dangerous pass, but Dre's able to reel it in. Now Butler has it. He passes it to Banks. He gives it to Neubauer. Neubauer is a little bit trapped. He gives it to Dre, who's posting up on the baseline. He's backing down. He passes it to Fernandez. Back to Dre. Outside for Butler. Now to Neubauer. Corner three. It's up. Oh, no good. That one looked like it was right on the money. In and out. And it's now Beaver basketball. 16 and a half minutes left to play in the ball game. Here's the three-pointer for King. It's up. No good. Rebound's going to be won here by Neubauer. Neubauer has it, and he's going to go into the paint. He's going to try laying it up, and no good. And there was a lot of contact. He goes flying into the backboard. Or into the back stop behind the post. Outside, Carson Hayes, three-pointer. It's good. Hayes is on fire. He has 20 points here. I believe, is that his three-pointer here in the second half?
That's his third. Three out of three.
He has 6 total in the ball game. Banks gets a screen. Hands it off to Butler, who's being guarded very closely here by Hayes. These two have combined for 50 points today. And Dre will be fouled, and that'll be going against Carson Hayes, who picks up his first foul of the game. Jake Neubauer will be the inbounder right in front of the student section that we have coined as the Rubel Rowdies. Mitch Dre has it. He kicks it outside. They're going to move it around. Banks goes baseline with it. He goes underneath. Reverse layup. Austin Banks. Beautiful move. Now a 4-point ball game. 55-51. Banks has 10 points. Farrell has it on the outside. He goes over to Hayes. Now inside. And there's going to be a shot. It's up, in, out. No good. Rebounded here by the Beavers. Duncan King takes another three. No good. And now a foul called, and this one's against Malcolm Scott. He pushed off to get that rebound. And I believe that will be his first. Checking into the game, Reed Rustin. He will take the place of Nigel Farrell. Also checking in, we have Jemiah Wyatt. He will take the place of Malcolm Scott. Neubauer will be doing the inbounding, but we're having a little bit of a wait here by the officials. Now they're getting him going. Austin Banks gets the inbound. He's driving up. Banks gives it off to Neubauer. He's going to go into the paint. He's going to put up a floater off the glass. No good. That's usually an automatic there for Jake. Still a 4-point game, 55-51. King has it at midcourt. He's guarded by Banks, and now a foul called, and this is a moving screen against Wyatt. And that one was pretty clear. Yeah, he's moving his feet beforehand. Now checking into the game, Bryson Kirby. He will take the place of Carson Hayes, and that's a bold move by Blackburn, Kent. Hayes has been their entire offense here in the second half. He's been the most dangerous scorer.
He's played well.
Neubauer will be doing the inbounding. He gets it into Banks. He will be guarded here by King. Foul called, and I think they're going to call this one on Jake Lockhead. They're saying he was a little too aggressive trying to deny the pass to Mitchell Dre. And that's the second foul against Lockhead. Tigers need someone to inbound it, and it will be Austin Banks. The inbound will be taken in by Brock Butler. He gives it back to Banks. And, almost a takeaway there for Kirby, but Butler's able to hold on to it. Butler loses it there, and there's going to be a steal. Duncan King comes up with it. Beavers on the fly. They move it around. Kirby thought about shooting. He holds up. King has it on the outside. He gets a screen. He's going to his right. Gives it to Kirby, who shoots a deep three-pointer. No good. Rebound comes down with Wyatt, and he gets the putback. Now it's 57-51. 14 minutes left to play. Mitch Dre on the fast break. Goes up, gets fouled. And, he gets run over there into the backstop, but a good show of sportsmanship by Wyatt. It wasn't intentional. The momentum carried him into the backstop. Mitch Dre able to pop up, and he will take some free throws. A rare night here for Mitch Dre with 0 points. He's been in foul trouble, so he hasn't gotten a lot of minutes.
He's only had 2 shots.
Yeah, that's a very rare occurrence for the senior big man. First free throws up, and good. Now a 5-point game, 57-52. And here comes the second free throw. It's up, and good. So 57-53. And Lockhead will be doing the inbounding. The ball will be brought up here by Nigel Farrell. We hit the 14-minute mark. Farrell will be guarded by Austin Banks. The Rebel Rowdies are getting pumped up here, trying to fuel the Tigers into a comeback. There's a shot and a foul, and that's a poor decision there by Jared Fernandez. The shot was going to be tough enough as is, and then Fernandez made some contact and picks up his third foul. So now the Tigers have 2 big men in foul trouble. And they send Reed Rustin to the free throw line. First free throw is up and good. 58-53. And Kent, if I'm the Tigers on offense, I'm making sure Brock Butler touches the ball at least, because he needs to get more involved.
Yeah, he's only had 2 shots here.
Both free throws are good. It's now 59-53. Banks bringing the ball up. Moving over to his right, guarded by Farrell. He's going to go into the paint. He is fouled, that time by Farrell. Farrell gave him too much of the body there on the drive. We might be getting into the bonus early here in the second half. We have a substitution. Duncan King will check back in. He'll take the place of Nigel Farrell. And here comes the inbound. They give it into Fernandez. He's in the paint. He can't get the go. And now the rebound here by Austin Banks. Banks is going to slow things down after grabbing that board. That was a heads-up play by him. He gives it off to Neubauer. He kicks it out to Fernandez. He goes baseline. He kicks it back out to Neubauer. He's at the free throw line, and they're going to move it around. And now that's going to be a steal almost for Duncan King. He caught it for a second, but he ran out of bounds. So now the Tigers will inbound with 10 seconds on the shot clock. So once they get it in, they're going to have to get the shot off quickly. They give it to Butler. He's posting up. He's got 5 seconds. Mid-range jumper, and it rolls around and in. Now back to a 4-point game, 59-55, 32 points here for Brock Butler. King on the outside. He's getting a screen. He holds up. He gives it to Lockhead, who's on the outside. Now they're going to go in, and now a foul called by Jared Fernandez, and I believe that will be his 4th, and he will have to come out. Austin Banks will check out. Andre Van Hook will come in. And now Mitch Dre will have to check in for Fernandez. So they're subbing out Fernandez with 4 for Dre, who has 3.
And Coach Huseman, he's asking Jared why. He had to go through him to get to the ball.
Yeah, that was not a pretty foul at all. They're going to move it around. Here's another three-pointer for the Beavers, and it's good. That time by Duncan King, 62-55. The Beavers' three-point game has been very effective here in the second half. Butler gives it to Dre. He's at the top of the key. He's guarded closely here by Wyatt. He's going into the paint. He gets it to go. Oh, there's a lid on the basket. He can't get it to fall. And now Carson Hayes has it, and he's going to slow things down. They're going to go over in the corner. Kirby has it. Back outside for Rustin. He gets the screen. He's going to kick it out for Kirby. Now inside to Wyatt. He's backing down, and there's an offensive foul, and Wyatt lowered the shoulder, delivered the boom. And that's an offensive foul, and the Beavers going to have to be careful. They might get a technical here. Their head coach, Steve Collar, is losing his mind on the sidelines. The inbound taken in by Brock Butler. 62-55, Beavers out in front. Just under 12 minutes left to play. Butler gives it to Dre. Back to Butler, and he's going to be driving. He is stood up. He gives it to Andre Van Hook, who shoots a three. Bank shot off the glass. The bank is open late here in Olin G. Rubel Arena for Andre Van Hook. His first points here in Olin G. Rubel Arena.
That was big.
That one looked like for a second it was way off the mark, but
it was way off the mark.
He hit the bank shot.
Might want to jot that one down. That may be a key play in the game.
Carson Hayes goes in, gets plenty of contact, can't get the call. Ball's on the ground. Neubauer is able to save it. They have the advantage. Outside for Dre. Three-pointer. No good. Rebound's going to be taken in by Van Hook, and I think that's going to be a jump ball. And that is Tiger possession. A hustle play here by Van Hook. The Rubel Rowdies are going wild. Jake Neubauer will be inbounding from underneath the basket. Gives it in to Dre. He goes out to Butler, and they're going to work it around. Now back to Neubauer. Now to Dre on the baseline, posting up. He's going to put up a shot. He shorts it, no good. Plenty of contact that knocks him down, but no call. Reed Rustin bringing the ball up. They give it out to Duncan King, guarded here by Van Hook. Cameron Mack is doing his best job to deny any pass to Malcolm Scott there in the post. King on the drive, gets the foul, gets the bucket.
I hope that's on Dre.
And we'll see what they say, and it is the fourth foul against Mitch Dre. So Coach Huseman has a choice to make here. Does he keep Mitch Dre or Jared Fernandez in with 4 fouls, or does he go to the bench? King hits the and one. It's now a 7-point lead, 65-58, 10.5 minutes left to play. Cameron Mack has on the outside, going baseline. He sidesteps his defender, gets the bucket. Wow, he gave him the old way. And now a 30-second timeout by Coach Huseman. And Coach Huseman changes his mind. He wants a full timeout. We'll take one with him. It's a 5-point game with just over 10 minutes left to go. We'll take a timeout here on KILJ Radio. We'll be right back.
To a loved one. You know that the Murphy Funeral Home can help you plan a funeral, but they are also proud to offer monument sales as well. When a loved one dies, honor them with a quality, lasting piece. From rough granite to setup, they can make your dream a reality. Custom orders are available, and they are locally represented to handle all of your needs. Leave a lasting, loving tribute. Learn more at BeattyMurphyFH.com. The Murphy Funeral Home of Mount Pleasant. Services with dignity, compassion, honesty, and affordability.
Welcome back, folks, to Olin G. Rubel Arena. Right now, we are in a close 65-60 game. The Tigers trying to cut back into this one. They were leading at halftime, but they have been unable to really keep up with the Beavers here in the second half.
Well, I'll tell you what, people that are sitting at home listening and people that are home that aren't listening that are sitting at home, they ought to come out here and watch Wesleyan basketball. The women and the men. You'll watch some good entertainment, some hard play, some skilled basketball players. and it's a very cheap price to get in.
And it's cheap. There's great entertainment. Look at the cheerleaders. They're holding up their big fella. You have cheerleaders here. You have the student section involved. You have a great crowd in general. The concession stand, I saw some delicious-looking pizza. You had some of the popcorn.
Oh, some delicious-looking hot dogs.
They had some good stuff. So, yeah, there's no reason for you to stay at home and say, oh, there's nothing to do on a Wednesday night in Mount Pleasant. There's some basketball to be seen. You can say that about the high school teams, too. There's plenty of good basketball to watch here in Southeast Iowa. Beavers will get the inbound. They bring it up with King. He's guarded by Van Hook. They go outside to Clay. Now into the corner. Rustin, corner three. In and out, no good. Rebounded there by Hayes. He can't get the putback. Now a offensive board and a foul. Malcolm Scott got the board, but now he's fouled. And let's see who they give the foul to. That's against Andre Van Hook, who picks up his first of the game. So Scott getting ready for a free throw attempt, and it's up and it is good. Back to a 6-point game, 66-60. He has 11 points. He's been very active here in the second half. Second free throw is up. In and out, no good. 1 for 2, but Reed Rustin gets the offensive rebound, and he gets fouled on the putback. The Beavers are playing much hungrier on the boards, and it's starting to give the Tigers some fits. And Kent, we're about to have a young man check into the game that I was hoping I'd never see him play this season. He has the hardest name on the Tiger bench as Rustin hits his first. Checking into the game now, number 14 out of Melbourne, Australia. It's Alec Zagrajewski, as I've been told, but he's got quite a bit of consonants, and it's a pretty long name. I think they call him Zags, just as his nickname. Free throw's good. It's now an 8-point lead, 68-60. Austin Banks bringing the ball forward. And Neubauer is fouled as he's going for the ball, that time by Reed Rustin. Tigers are in the bonus, so now we'll have Jake Neubauer go to the free throw line.
Got to hit these.
Yes, you do. With 9:46 left to play, you have the luxury of the Beavers not being in the bonus yet. They probably will be here in a little bit, but you got to hit these freebies while you can. First one is up and good.
I think if Alex scored, you should just say Alex Zag.
I think I'm going to call him Zags here as his nickname in the broadcast booth. He's a 6'6 forward, 190 out of Melbourne. Second free throw is good, so it's 68-62. Duncan King bringing the ball forward. They give it into Scott. He's guarded here by Zags. He hands it off. Now it's to King. He's going into the paint. He's going to need some help. They drive back into the paint, kicking it out, and there's Reed Rustin in the corner. He goes baseline, spin moves. He puts one off the glass. He gets it to fall. 15 points for Reed Rustin. Butler has the ball. And he's going to drive in. He's going to hold up. There's a shot, and it's good. Brock Butler cuts it back to a 6-point game. He has 34 points, and Kent will say it again. If they want to come back in this one, he probably needs to take all the shots.
Yeah, he's got to take over the game.
And the ball's on the ground. It's going to be a takeaway. And Neubauer got a hand on it. Banks comes up with the rebound, or the ball. And there's going to be another turnover, though. The Tigers give it right back, but then now the Beavers turn it over on the fast break. A turnover of a turnover of a turnover. Austin Banks has the ball. He gets it past half court. The Beavers are doing everything they can to deny the ball to Brock Butler. Neubauer has it. He goes outside to Banks. He's at the free throw line. And they're going to give it to Butler. He's in the paint. He holds up, gets it off the glass and in. They tried to deny him, but he still got open and drains it. 36 points now for Brock Butler. On the outside, Clay, he gives it off to Rustin, who goes outside again to Duncan. Now to Scott in the post. Scott's going to go outside for Reed Rustin. He'll shoot a three. It's up and good. Another timeout taken, this time by the Blackburn bench. We'll take one with them. 73-66 our score. 7:54 left to play. We'll be right back after these messages.
Mount Pleasant Electric can provide a full range of services, including construction for commercial, residential, agricultural, and industrial. They're the largest electrical contractor in Mount Pleasant. Their focus is on Mount Pleasant. They are proud to have been involved with so many community projects. Large projects or small, whatever your electrical projects are, they can make it happen with their experience and care. Mount Pleasant Electric, providing a full range of services with quality customer care. Learn more about the company at .com.
Welcome back, folks. Kaler Went, Kenton Bennett here in Olin G. Rubel Arena. Right now, the Tigers are trying to cut into a 73-66 lead. And right now, they have just under 8 minutes to complete the comeback, but they're going to have to really lock down on defense and then start scoring on offense.
I just think that they fall behind to get the fans' interest aroused.
And that plays a big factor. The Rowdies, as we call them.
every game.
The Olin G. Rubel Rowdies, and that name, which Coach Bruns gave his seal of approval to. Butler has it. He's going inside. He's going to have to kick it out, and that's going to be a takeaway. Reed Rustin gets the steal. He goes up and lays it up, and now that's 20 points for Reed Rustin. Now 2 Beavers who have 20 points in this game. Austin Banks brings the ball up. He gets it past half court. He gives it off. This will be in the hands of Jake Neubauer. To Banks, who's now going in the paint, puts one off the glass. He gets it to go. Nice move there. A floater in the lane. It's back to a 7-point game, 75-68. Blackburn has it with Duncan King. He gives it to Jake Lockhead. He's trying to find somebody, and he's guarded closely by Butler. Now King calling for the screen, going outside. There's a three-pointer by Kirby. Up, no good. Rebound here by Jake Neubauer, and he's going to go down the court. He's able to shake his man as he gets past the line, and now he's going to be looking to work. Neubauer goes underneath, and that's to Cameron Mack. And now an offensive foul. This will be against Neubauer. And that was after Neubauer passed the ball to Cameron Mack. And Neubauer picks up his second foul of the game.
Didn't need that. You know, if you're Blackburn right now, you're either going to number 11, Reed Rustin, or number 32, Malcolm Scott.
Yeah, both of those guys. Oh, and never mind. Here comes Neubauer. He gets a steal on the fast break. He goes up, and there's the goaltending. Reed Rustin was trying to time it out, and he touched it after it was already up. Still a 5-point game, 75-70. Andrew Zagzerjewski will check out of the game, or Alec Zagzerjewski will check out. Mitch Dre will come back in. He's got to be careful. He has 4 fouls. Duncan King driving in. He goes out to Rustin, who gives it to Kirby. Back to Rustin. Shoots the three. It's up. It's good. He has been as good as you can be here in the second half. And Brock Butler is trying to say something to the official. I think he doesn't like how his screen was dealt, but still an 8-point ball game, 78-70. Butler has it. He's dribbling. He's going to be caught on the outside. He's going to get tripped up. Gives it off to Dre. Goes to Neubauer. Back to Butler. Butler to Dre. Three-pointer. It's up. It's good. The Tigers respond with their own three. And it's now a 5-point game again, 78-73. 5 minutes left in the game, and now a steal for Cameron Mack. And he's going to slow things down. That's what I was saying earlier. Cameron Mack can do all the little things right. Comes up with a big play, big steal, and now Butler going into the paint, lays it up off the glass. Can't get it, but offensive rebound with Cameron Mack. Neubauer, three-pointer, no good. Offensive rebound coming down with Dre. Dre is guarded by Scott, and he will be fouled on the drive, and that's free throws coming for Dre. And Malcolm Scott is not happy with that call. He picks up his second. Mitch Dre, who just hit a three-pointer, is now going to have a big opportunity here to take 2 free throws and possibly cut more into this lead. The student section is starting to wind up their energy and try to transfer it over to the players.
Well, they've taken Malcolm Scott out, and they've taken Reed Reston out.
They did bring back Carson Hayes, who was a tremendous performer earlier in the second half, and they gave him a long rest. He also has 20 points. Here comes another free throw. Right now it's a 4-point game, 78-74 after the first make. And he misses the second, 1 for 2 on that trip. We have 4 minutes and 45 seconds left in the ball game. Tigers down by just 4. They give the ball to Wyatt, who gives it off to King outside. They're going to move it around. King drives back inside. He puts up a shot with the right hand. No good. Rebound coming down with Cameron Mack. Butler has the ball. He gives it up. This is to Mitch Dre, who goes into the paint. He is fouled, and 2 free throws coming again. Mitch Dre, playing with 4 fouls, is playing as aggressive as you would with no fouls. A timeout taken. It's a full one, and I believe this will be by Steve Collar on the Blackburn bench. We'll take one with him. We'll be back. Right now, it's a 78-74 ball game. We'll return to Mitch Dre free throws after these messages.
When the summer's heat is sweltering or the winter's cold is freezing, you want to make sure that your home can handle it all. And that's where C&M Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing comes in. Their staff has professionals with the expertise to ensure that your current system is running at its full ability and can fix any problems or issues you may have. C&M is a trusted local business that demonstrates their commitment to their customers time and time again. They make sure that you and your family are comfortable no matter what kind of weather Mother Nature brings. Call C&M Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing today at 319-385-4125.
Welcome back, Tiger fans. We return with 4 minutes and 31 seconds left to play in this ball game. Right now, the Tigers are trailing by 4, 78-74. But Kent, we were in a similar situation just a week ago, weren't we, when they were trailing and they made that dramatic comeback?
Much worse than this.
That's true. The last 4 minutes, they outscored I forgot who they played, but it was 16-2. Let me look up who they were playing that week.
Spalding, wasn't it?
I think you're right. I think it was Spalding. Yes, it was Spalding, and they came back in those final 4 minutes, forced overtime, won in overtime. Now, it's not as dramatic when they're only down 4, but now Mitch Dre will go to the free throw line and take 2 shots.
Bad news. Reed Rustin's back in the game.
Yes, he is, and he has been a nuisance for the Tigers. They just need to get a man and tell him to get some super glue and glue himself to him because he's been all over the court. First one's good here for Dre. The 5 on the court for the Tigers: Mitch Dre, Brock Butler, Jake Neubauer, Cameron Mack, and Jared Fernandez. And they make the second. Now a 2-point game, 78-76. They bring Malcolm Scott back in. And this is an interesting 5 for the Tigers. It's their best rebounding 5 that they have available. Obviously, if they had Austin Rebel, he'd probably be in as well, but this is a big man 5 for the Tigers. Dre's guarding Farrell here. They give it off to Reed Russin. He's picked up by Neubauer. Back to Farrell. He's on the left side. 15 seconds on the shot clock. He goes back outside for Rustin. Back outside to Farrell. He's going to go into the paint. He's going to move it around. There's Carson Hayes. He has it, and thought he was going to shoot, but he holds up. Now 3 seconds on the shot clock. There's Hayes in the floater, in the lane, gets it to go. Oh, that was a killer there. The Tigers had tremendous defense, but he's able to float it up right at the buzzer. Neubauer gets the ball, and he's going to be bringing it up. Here's a three-pointer. Mitch Dre, oh, he can't get it to go. Rebounded by Malcolm Scott. 4-point game, 80-76. 3.5 minutes left to play. Reed Rustin pump fakes, and he got Jake Neubauer to bite hard. But he passes it off to Nigel Farrell. Farrell has it at midcourt. He's picked up by Cameron Mack. He passes it off. Now it's to Malcolm Scott, who gives it to Reed Rustin. He lays it up. And what did we say, Kent? You got to have a guy glued to him because he makes plays like those. 25 points now for Rustin. It's back to a 6-point game, 82-76. Neubauer has it at midcourt. Over to Dre. Dre with the hot hand is driving in. He goes under the hoop. He goes out to Butler. Oh, and they had an open Neubauer, but they didn't give it to him in time. Neubauer's going into the lane. He's going to lay it in. Oh, it was a perfect move, perfect layup. It just wasn't a perfect ending. It rolled out there.
Neubauer's 1 out of 11 from the field.
Oh, he's not had a good night tonight. He's had good looks. They just aren't falling. The lid is there for him. Nigel Farrell gets it past the arc. He's going to try driving in. He's going to kick it out. Three-pointer. It's up. It's good, and that might be a nail in the coffin. And Brock Butler, very unhappy with his team, is grabbing the ball, and he's going to run it down. I think he's going to try to do it himself. And he's fouled. And Brock Butler is yelling at his teammates. He's showing that senior leadership, telling them to play that solid defense. Because after this, he only has 2 more home games, and he wants to make the most out of these final moments. And he's really giving a talking to Cameron Mack. First free throw is good. And Butler also giving some high fives, making sure he knows that they're still teammates. He still has their back. Reed Rustin's going to check out. Interesting move here by the Beavers. Looks like Blackburn's going to go with a smaller unit and have Malcolm Scott out there. Second free throw is good. 85-78 our score. Timeout taken by Coach Huseman. We'll take one with him. 2 minutes, 21 seconds left to play in the ball game. We'll be right back here on KILJ.
A monument is the chance to leave a lasting tribute to a loved one. You know that the Murphy Funeral Home can help you plan a funeral, but they are also proud to offer monument sales as well. When a loved one dies, honor them with a quality, lasting piece. From rough granite to setup, they can make your dream a reality. Custom orders are available, and they are locally represented to handle all of your needs. Leave a lasting, loving tribute. Learn more at BeattyMurphyFH.com. The Murphy Funeral Home of Mount Pleasant. Services with dignity, compassion, honesty, and affordability.
Welcome back, folks, to Olin G. Rubel Arena. We are waiting for the teams to break their huddle. Right now, it's 2 minutes and 21 seconds on the game clock. Tigers trail by 7, 85-78. And Kent, just moments ago, they were within 2 and then just slipped away from them again.
Well, I'll tell you what, Reed Rustin for them and Carson Hayes for them and Brock Butler for us, 3 players that have had outstanding basketball games. I'm just looking at the scorebook here. Carson Hayes is 7 out of 10 from 3.
70%. That is unbelievable no matter what level of basketball you're playing.
Well, that's good for layups.
Yeah. So with 2 minutes and 21 seconds, the Beavers will be inbounding. The 5 on the court for the Tigers: Austin Banks, Cameron Mack, Brock Butler, Jake Neubauer, and Mitch Dre. Ball's being brought up here by Duncan King. He's calling for a screen, but now he's going to wave it off. We have hit the 2-minute mark here in Olin G. Rubel Arena. He's rolling to his left. He goes outside to Carson Hayes. He shoots. He's off the mark. A rare miss, and now Neubauer has it. He's going to hold on to it and give it off to Banks. He's going to go and kick it outside. Dre pump fakes. He's going to need some help. He goes over to Banks. He goes inside. He kicks it outside. Dre shoots the 3. It's good. Mitch Dre is being super clutch right now here in the late stages. It's back to a 4-point game, 85-81. Dre, who had no points at halftime, now has 11. The Rubel Rowdies are getting wild. They go outside. We have a timeout taken. Blackburn wants to talk about it with 15 seconds on the shot clock, 1:15 left on the game clock. and they take a full timeout. We'll take one with them. We'll be right back after these messages on 105.5 FM KILJ and online at KILJ.com.
Mount Pleasant Electric can provide a full range of services, including construction for commercial, residential, agricultural, and industrial. They're the largest electrical contractor in Mount Pleasant. Their focus is on Mount Pleasant. They are proud to have been involved with so many community projects. Large projects or small, whatever your electrical projects are, they can make it happen with their experience and care. Mount Pleasant Electric, providing a full range of services with quality customer care. Learn more about the company at mountpleasantelectric.com.
Welcome back, Tiger fans, here in Olin G. Ruble Arena. And right now it's a 4-point game, 85-81. With 1 minute and 15 seconds left. There's 15 seconds on the shot clock. The Beavers will be inbounding. And Kent, we're very surprised here by Mitch Dre. He had no points at halftime. He's in foul trouble. Right now he has 11 points, and he is fueling this Tiger comeback.
Yeah, he is. He's 2 out of 3 from three-point range, and he's made 5 out of 6 free throws. In the first half, he only had 2 shots, missed them both. And like I said, he's going to have a good second half for them to get back in. And so far, he's done that. And with 7:25 remaining, Blackburn led 75-66. But the Tigers have taken 5 points off of that lead and only trail by 4 with 1:27 to go. So there's still time.
The inbound by Reed Rustin. He gives it to Carson Hayes. He's planted. He's going to have to hand it off. He gives it off to Duncan King. 5 seconds here on the shot clock. He's going to drive in. He's going to go up, and he will have a charge call. He pushed off, and that's his 3rd foul of the game. A good call there because he did look like he put an elbow up to get away from Austin Banks, because Austin's one of those defenders that will stick to you very closely and kind of become a nuisance almost. So now with 60 seconds left to play, it's a 4-point game. Austin Banks has it. And that ball's going to be a takeaway almost for a second. Mitch Dre will watch it go out of bounds. They say it was touched there by Jordan Clay, who almost came up with a big steal. Neubauer will run back to do the inbounding. Your 5 on the court: Cameron Mack, Mitch Dre, Austin Banks, Brock Butler, and Jake Neubauer. Butler has the ball. He's guarded by Hayes. What a game these two have had. Banks has it. Goes back outside. Butler has it. He's going to look for a screen. He's going to lose the ball on the ground, and that ball's a turnover, and now a jump ball. Are they going to say a timeout? The officials have not made a motion of what was called. I'm still confused at what they called. Did they call a foul on?
I don't know what they called. I don't think they knew it.
They said a timeout called by number 22 on the ground. Coach Huseman's trying to argue that Brock Butler had a hand on the ball. We'll stay here because we have 36 seconds. That was a terrible call.
Yeah, and to me, I'm a rule changer guy. To me, to call timeout, you got to be in control and on your feet.
Yes.
You can't be laying around, wrestling around on the floor.
And a man on top of you. And my whole thing was they took a good couple of minutes there, or a couple seconds to make that call. If they made it right off the bat, that's understandable. But they took a minute there, and it really took the momentum out of that moment.
Wouldn't that have been something if they didn't have any timeouts left? Which they don't now.
Who pulled that? Was that the Michigan back in the day with the Fab Five when Chris Webber did that?
Chris Webber did that.
That would be something. But right now, with 36 seconds left, that was a big turnover by the Tigers. And the Beavers are in the driver's seat here with 36.9 officially left to go. And this is going to be a major play here in this game. This could come down to this drive. You have to think if the Beavers can score here, it might be curtains for the Tigers, but if the Tigers can force a turnover and score, it will rejuvenate their hope. The inbounding will be done by Reed Rustin, who is tied for the lead in scoring on the Beavers with 25 points. Hard to believe he comes off the bench. You'd think someone with that much points would be a regular starter. And they give the inbound, and that will be to King, who will be fouled immediately by Austin Banks. And Banks picks up his 4th. And now Duncan King will go to the free throw line with the Beavers in the bonus. Andre Van Hook will check out, and Mitch Dre will take his place. The Rubel Rowdies are getting it loud here for these free throws. First free throw, no good. Rebounded here by Butler. He only had one on that trip. Butler's going to drive to the hole. He's going to be fouled, and he will go to line and shoot some free throws. They say that one is on Nigel Farrell, and that's his fourth. With 29.4 seconds left to play, Brock Butler has a chance to cut it to a 2-point lead. And now the Rubel Rowdies are getting quiet as church mouses so that Butler can shoot his free throws. First one's up and good. He has one more attempt here, and Reed Rustin checks back in for the Beavers. A timeout taken by Coach Huseman. Some confusion by these officials. They're trying to make some slow whistle calls, and now a timeout taken. They say a full timeout. We'll take one with them. We'll be right back. When we come back, Brock Butler will be shooting a free throw right after these messages on KILJ Radio.
Summer's sweltering or the winter's cold is freezing, you want to make sure that your home can handle it all. And that's where C&M Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing comes in. Their staff has professionals with the expertise to ensure that your current system is running at its full ability and can fix any problems or issues you may have. C&M is a trusted local business that demonstrates their commitment to their customers time and time again. They make sure that you and your family are comfortable no matter what kind of weather Mother Nature brings. Call C&M Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing today at 319-385-4125.
Welcome back, fans. We return for the final 29.4 seconds from Olin G. Rubel Arena. And right now we're waiting for both teams to break huddle, and Brock Butler will shoot one more free throw. And if he can hit it, it'll be a 2-point game, 85-83. If not, it still stays a one-possession game, 85-82. And Kent, you said it during the break, this is where scouting reports come in. If he does miss it, or even if he makes it, you have to know which Beaver to foul.
Yeah, you do. In 29 seconds, you still got a lot of time left.
Everyone's getting as silent as they can be. Shots up, aimed, it's good. 2-point game, 85-83. Rustin doing the inbounding. He's going to get the inbound to Hayes, who gives it off, though, and they're going to move it around, and there's no intentional foul yet. And now they do foul, and it's going to be Duncan King again with 21.4 seconds. The Tigers didn't foul initially. They were trying to force turnovers, but the Beavers were able to split them up, and now Duncan King is going to the free throw line.
I couldn't believe they didn't get the ball to Rustin.
Yeah, the inbounder himself with 25 points.
He should have been a man to receive the inbound pass.
The Rubel Rowdies are going rogue here in the final 21 seconds. First free throw is good. Back to a 3-point game, 86-83. Kamaya Wyatt will be checking in. He will take the place of Reed Rustin. And a very surprising move that they take him out again. He must not have good defense awareness.
He's got tremendous offensive awareness.
He does. I don't know why they would take him out. Second free throw's no good. Stays the 3-point game. They give it off to Butler. You have to imagine he's going to take this shot. Butler over to Dre. He goes over to Banks. He gives it back out to Butler. He's picked up on a double team. He's going to take a three from way downtown, and he drains it. Brock Butler. Do you believe it? And now King's flying up the court, and he's going to lose the ball, and he throws it away, and they throw up the ball, and we're going to overtime. The fans are going nuts. Can you believe it, Ken?
Well, I can't believe they didn't foul Butler.
I know, with two guys out there on the left side, you're up by 3, you let him shoot that, and he drains it.
There were 7 seconds left, and Butler shot it. You got to foul him.
Oh, my goodness. Just like last week when we thought that game against Spalding was probably the best game we've seen in Olin G. Rubel Arena, they come back and force another overtime. We'll be back after these messages on KILJ Radio.
a lasting tribute to a loved one. You know that the Murphy Funeral Home can help you plan a funeral, but they are also proud to offer monument sales as well. When a loved one dies, honor them with a quality, lasting piece. From rough granite to setup, they can make your dream a reality. Custom orders are available, and they are locally represented to handle all of your needs. Leave a lasting, loving tribute. Learn more at BeattyMurphyFH.com. The Murphy Funeral Home of Mount Pleasant. Services with dignity, compassion, honesty, and affordability.
Welcome back, folks. Taylor went. Kent Bennett. Kent, my heart's a little better now. I thought it was going to explode there for a second. Brock Butler on the left side of the arch with 7 seconds. Puts up almost of a Hail Mary shot with 2 men there. Drains it, and we both said the same thing. We can't believe they didn't foul him.
Well, you know, it doesn't make any difference who the shooter is.
You're up
but
by
especially
3.
Brock Butler. You don't want him to shoot the ball for the 3. But, you know, there was 7 seconds left when he shot the ball. And by the time the ball goes up and through, it's going to be less than that. And they foul him, and there's going to be probably 6 seconds left on the clock. Ball game.
And even crazier is now we're going to overtime again here in Olin G. Rubel Arena. The tip is up. It's going to be won by the Beavers. Duncan King will have it.
I told you they were messing with him.
King has it on the outside. He goes down low to Scott. He's picked up on a double team. He's going to be back to King, who lays it up, and it popcorns out. No good. Ball's going to be taken in by Scott, though. And he's going to go back to King, and they go outside to Reed Rustin, who we both said we're very surprised. If he would have been into that last-second shot, he might have had an opportunity. But they took him out for defense, and it came back to harm him. They go into the corner with Hayes. He's picked up by Neubauer. He's going to be driving. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Farrell has it. He goes underneath. They go into corner three-pointer with Rustin. It's no good. Rustin gets the ball. The ball's down. And now a foul called. It's a loose ball foul. And I think this one's against Cameron Mack. Mack's trying to make the case he was also going for the game. And now Cameron Mack is jarring at the Blackburn bench. And now Reed Rustin will shoot some free throws. They need the Rubel Rowdies to get loud again here. And
about time he missed the free throw.
He makes it. Now a 1-point game, 87-86. We're going to see a new Beaver checking in. It's Jordan Clay. He takes the place of Nigel Farrell. So Rustin getting ready for his second free throw attempt. He made the first one. He's going to try to make it 2 for 2. Second shot's up and good. 88-86. Butler doing the inbounding. He gives it in to Mitch Dre. And Dre, with nobody guarding him, will just take it past half court. Dre's going in. He's going to kick it out to Neubauer. He's going to go into the paint. He's going to give it off to Banks. He's going to the baseline. He's underneath the basket. He kicks it out, and oh, that's almost taken away. And Cameron Mack, oh, they're going to call that a jump ball. Oh, that's a terrible call. He had no possession of the ball. But it will stay Tiger possession. And Austin Banks will be doing the inbounding with 15 seconds left on the clock. They give it to Dre, outside to Butler. He's guarded by Hayes, to Mack, to Banks, now into Dre in the post. Guarded by Clay. He's backing down. He's going to go outside. Neubauer, three-pointer. It's good! Neubauer. He was struggling from the floor, but now he makes one of the biggest shots of the night, 89-88. They go outside with Rustin. He's going to be dribbling in. He goes into the paint. He'll be stripped, and oh, now they're going to call a foul on Jake Neubauer. The officials now, with both teams in the bonuses, are getting a little too trigger happy there on the whistle, and Neubauer again trying to explain that he thought he had all ball. So now Reed Rustin goes back to the free throw line to shoot 2. First one's up and good. It's all tied up, 89-89, and the student section is unusually quiet here. Second free throw is up And good, 2 for 2 on that chip. Beavers lead by 1, 90-89. Austin Banks brings the ball up. Guarded here by King. He gives it off to Mitch Dre. He's going to go to the hole. He's going to be looking for help. He needs somebody, and the ball's going to be kicked out of bounds. And they say it was kicked out by Reed Rustin. So the Tigers will be doing the inbounding. Both teams looking for the game plans from their head coaches. They give the inbound to Cameron Mack. He gives it off to Butler. He's guarded closely here by Hayes. Butler goes in. He puts up a floater in the lane, and it's good with plenty of contact. He gets it to fall. Tigers back up by 1, 91-90. 3 minutes left to go. 45 points for Brock Butler. And Hayes goes into the paint. No good. Rebounded here by Brock Butler. Butler going in the paint, puts up another floater. Oh, he shorts it. That was a good look. He just can't get it to fall. Beavers have it. 2.5 minutes left to play. Tigers lead by 1, 91-90. King driving into the hoop. He gets the layup. Tigers were very smart there not to foul on that drive, and it's still a 1-point game, 92-91. Banks has it. He passes it off, and this will be to Mitch Dre, who's guarded at the top of the key by Clay. He goes outside for Banks. Banks is going to go to the hole. He's going to have a turnover. He just throws it out of bounds, and they say last touch. Oh, that was a terrible call by the official. He waits about 10 seconds after the fact. You got to make that call in the moment, and these officials are taking a 10-second delay apparently on all calls. Here comes the inbound. They give it in to Duncan King. 2 minutes left to go. King at midcourt will be picked up by Austin Banks. He's going to drive. He's going to kick it outside for Reed Rustin. He's picked up closely by Neubauer. He's going to go into the lane. He's going to kick it back outside to King. Now just 5 seconds. King goes up. A wild shot, no good. And there's a man knocked down. It's Butler. Rebounded, taken in by Dre. And Dre going into the paint, and he will lose the ball. And they say last touch off the foot of Malcolm Scott. The Tigers are playing a little too wild and fast right now. They need to have good ball control and get a quality shot. Austin Banks on the inbound. He gives it into Brock Butler on the right side. He's guarded by Hayes. The ball's going to be knocked out. It's on the floor, and the ball will be knocked out of bounds. They say by Hayes. Again, they need ball control here in these late game situations. 90 seconds left to play. Right now it's 92-91, and they're going to have to wipe off some sweat from the floor. A combo effort there from Neubauer and the lead official. With 90 seconds exactly. Tigers will have the ball. They trail 92-91. Here comes the inbound. Neubauer has it. He passes it in. He gives it up to Butler. Butler to Dre. Dre's on the outside, guarded by Scott. And there's a three-pointer. In and out, no good. Rebound coming down with Scott. Still a 1-point game. Beavers have it. With just over a minute left to go. On the outside, it's Rustin. He's going to stop on a dime. That ball's going to be poked out, but he's able to regain possession. King has it on the outside, guarded by Banks. He's going to try driving in. He goes outside. That's a deep three-pointer, and Farrell with a dagger of a three. He hit that one from way downtown. It's now a 4-point game, 95-91. Butler has it, picked up on a double team. He goes into the paint, and he will be fouled, and he will now go to the free throw line and shoot two.
That's all for Farrell.
And he will now go to the bench as he fouls out with 5 fouls. And Brock Butler will take a free throw. And nobody from the Beavers is coming up to.
They got to have 2 up there.
Yeah, they have to have 2. I'm surprised they did not call that a technical because they blatantly ignored the officials. Oh, that's got to be some sort of penalty. Doesn't seem very fair. So now they bring all 5 up to do the free throw shooting. Butler puts up the first. It's good. It's now a 3-point game, 95-92. And a timeout taken. This is a full one by Coach Huseman. We'll take one with them. 41 seconds left to play. Tigers down by 3. We'll be right back after these messages on KILJ Radio.
Butler's 13 out of 13.
Full range of services, including construction for commercial, residential, agricultural, and industrial. They're the largest electrical contractor in Mount Pleasant. Their focus is on Mount Pleasant. They are proud to have been involved with so many community projects. Large projects or small, whatever your electrical projects are, they can make it happen with their experience and care. Mount Pleasant Electric, providing a full range of services with quality customer care. Learn more about the company at mountpleasantelectric.com.
Welcome back, Tiger fans. We're waiting for the final 41 seconds. Brock Butler has one more free throw to go. Right now it's a 3-point game, 95-92. He can cut it to a 2-point game if he can make this extra free throw. And Beavers will probably be looking to just eat as much of the clock as they can afterwards. The Tigers are all set for the free throw, and now they're waiting on the Beavers. Tigers usually have several players in the backcourt just waiting in case one of the Beavers get loose, but they're going to make sure Cameron Mack and Andre Van Hook are in the lanes there in case they can get an offensive rebound. Butler, free throw is up, and he shorts it, no good. Rebounded here by Malcolm Scott. Scott's going to give it off to King. And he's going to drive, and he's going to be fouled there by Neubauer, who is picking up his 4th foul of the game. And they send Duncan King, who missed some critical free throws in the later part of the 4th quarter. They send him to the free throw line. Right now, 3-point game, 95-92. Here comes the first free throw. It's up, and it's good. Looked like he shorted it for a second, but it bounces off the glass and in. Andre Van Hook and Fernandez will both come out. Banks and Dre will check in. Here's the second shot, and it's good. He's 2 for 2. Now a 5-point game, 97-92. Banks bringing the ball up. 30 seconds left to play. He's going to have to get rid of it to a 3-point shooter, and that's the Dre who shoots from deep. Oh, it was in and it was out. It comes out, and now they get the inbound, or they get the ball, and that's to Rustin. And that ball's going to be a takeaway here by Dre. He gives it to Neubauer. Neubauer underneath the Mac, and they lay it up with 14 seconds, and that was a crucial play there. They were going to have a wide open lane there for Malcolm Scott, and Dre comes up with the steal of the game. They take a 30-second timeout. We're going to stay here because this game is too good to miss. Right now, a 3-point game with 14 seconds left. Kent, what do you do?
It's about time for a 5-point or a 4-point play. Butler's going to get fouled on a 3, make it, win the game.
You made a prediction last week that came true. You said they were going to come back, and they did. So I don't know what to say. You've been on a roll on the guesses.
I think right now, if you're Blackburn, you got to get the ball into Rustin, and he's your best foul shooter. And you still got 15 seconds to go. You still got time to, first of all, if you're Wesleyan, try to get him 5-second call, keep him from getting the ball in from out of bounds. Then if they don't get the ball, then you're looking for maybe close to a 10-second call for half court, and then you got to foul. So there's several options here. Depends on how you want to play it.
Rustin will be doing the inbounding, an interesting strategy there, and they're looking to get it into Hayes, and they do. Or no, they give it back to Rustin, and he will be fouled, and that's going to do it for Jake Neubauer. Neubauer picks up his 5th, and he heads to the bench. So we have a player fouled out for the Beavers, and now one for the Tigers. Banks will check back in along with Mitch Dre. here come the free throws for Reed Rustin. If he can somehow magically miss both of these, it would go a long way for the Tigers.
He's off the bench, got 29.
That's incredible. Yeah, why is he not a starter for the Beavers?
Well, maybe he feels better coming off the bench.
Yeah, he might be that Manu Ginobili kind of player. Free throw is up. No good. He misses the first one.
He was 8 out of 8.
And now he's 8 out of 9.
He wouldn't do it again, would he?
Oh, I don't know. Does he like to live dangerously? We'll see. 11 seconds left in the ball game. Game on the line. He makes the second. It's a 4-point game. Now Malcolm Scott will check back in for the Beavers. A full timeout will be taken by the Blackburn bench. We'll take one with them. 11 seconds left to play in the game. We'll be right back after these messages on KILJ.
When the summer's heat is sweltering or the winter's cold is freezing, you want to make sure that your home can handle it all. And that's where C&M Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing comes in. Their staff has professionals with the expertise to ensure that your current system is running at its full ability and can fix any problems or issues you may have. C&M is a trusted local business that demonstrates their commitment to their customers time and time again. They make sure that you and your family are comfortable no matter what kind of weather Mother Nature brings. Call C&M Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing today at 319-385-4125.
Welcome back, fans, here to Olin G. Rube Arena. It's currently a 98-94 ball game. 11 seconds left, but the Tigers have the ball. And Kent's prediction is a Brock Butler fouled on a three-pointer that will go in, and he could tie it up. We'll see if that comes true here as both teams getting up their final game plans for the final 11 seconds. It's pretty incredible that a game can fly by, but the final minute can take about 20 or 25 minutes. The officials telling both teams it's time to roll. And if you're the Tigers, you have to give the ball to Brock Butler. He has 46 points here tonight. He hit that incredible game, or that game-saving three-pointer on the left side that sent him into overtime. He's the man that has to have the ball in his possession. The inbounding will be done here by Cameron Mack. He gives it to Banks, who's going to fly up the court. He's going to throw the ball up, and that's going to be a takeaway. And that's going to be the nail in the coffin, and Brock Butler is losing his mind on the court. I understand you have to give the ball to Brock Butler, Kent, but you can't do a cross-the-court pass and expect good results.
You never pass on the run.
No.
Too many bad things can happen.
So now we're going to see Malcolm Scott. He has a chance to put the nails in the coffin most assuredly here. Here's the first free throw. It's up, and it's good. Now a 5-point game, 99-94. Second shot's up, and it's good. So 100-94. Brock Butler has it. He'll run it up the court, and he'll just shoot one from midcourt. Oh, no good, and there's the buzzer. And that's going to do it. The Tigers will drop their, let me check their regular season stats. They dropped their 16th game of the season and dropped to 4-9 in conference play. Blackburn's now 11-9 overall.